Hello everyone, my name is Emily. Welcome to my first retroactive horse show vlog. I was inspired by a couple different creators on here and I was like, you know what? Why not give it a shot? I'm doing some fun things with two draft horses, so I wanted to share next week's horse show in a vlog and actually do it live, but this one's gonna be retroactive, so I'll just share a little bit about how the day went, how the show went, and then you guys can watch the short little minute-and-a-half clip of the shortest flat class ever. So to start off with a little bit of background for the day, the only horse I rode for the show was just Cherie. Reno is not a fan of the grandstand area, so we just don't push him. We don't stress him. We've tried it. It doesn't do well. But Cherie is young. She hasn't had any difficult experiences with the grandstands yet, and she was pretty good last year. We did the show last year at the county fair. We didn't have steering at all last year, so it was difficult. So she went forward and she turned eventually, but it wasn't so good. So this year it was much better. We had a lot more turns. We were also by ourselves, so that was great. And I felt like I could really control the whole environment, and I could ask her for the next gait change when I wanted to, when I felt that she was ready to change, instead of just hurry up, get to trotting, or hurry up, slow down. So that was nice to be able to just take my time with things and just let the green horse just feel out her surroundings. She can be really brave, but she just needs to see things at least once, and so that's why you'll see in the video I just walk. At first I just walk in. It had also been quite a challenging day. She had been in heat all week, and she was really great on Tuesday morning to ride, because I was riding super early in the mornings for this fair, and she was great. Honestly, she was so good. Then they had their halter and breed classes that night, and I thought she would be quiet on Wednesday morning. She was not. She had so much energy. So that was a bit of a wild ride, and I thought she would be tired by Thursday, and she still wasn't. So she was still very bright, very fresh, not spooky at all, but strong, really strong. And she had already broken part of the bridle, part of a lead rope at that point, and I think there was something else, but so she was just kind of ripping through things at this fair, which is not her normal. So I was just kind of taking it really easy Thursday. It was a bit of a rough ride as well. She didn't quite want to stay together like she normally does. She didn't want to focus. She kept kind of twisting around to the outside, and I could not really get her where I wanted her to be. And I didn't really fight her very much because I know she knows how to go correctly. It was just kind of a ride to get her exercise, get her moving, do the best I can with what I had, but without stressing her out, since I was showing her that day. So then that day, my cousin goes to put her back in the stall for some crazy thing happened where the horse pulled, she pulled, the horse pulled again, pulled her thumb, ripped the lead out of her hand. Chaos. My poor cousin is in tears. She's in pain. We still don't really know what happened. I don't know if she dislocated her thumb or sprained her wrist, something along those lines, but thankfully it wasn't broken. But it was still rough in that morning, right? She'd already broken tack in the beginning of the week, and then we're like, great, did she just break her hand? So then the horse finally calmed down after that and just relaxed in her stall. And then a few hours later, it was time to go show. And thankfully, I got to go in this big arena in the middle of the track that we'd be riding in, and warm her up, school her, get any freshness, any excitability out, let her see the whole area and hear all the sounds, all the horses moving around, all the carriages as well, because we were riding in a class in between different hitch classes towards the end of it, so it was pretty calm by this point, but still like the rattle of the harness and all the wagons and everything is different than what she normally hears at home. While she has been hitched before, she hasn't really been around a lot of horses that are in hitch and moving. So it was good to get her to be able to see that, so that way as we were passing and going around by them, that she wouldn't be nervous or anything. And also there was a lot of screaming kids in the middle of the day on the rides, so she was kind of startled by that. But that was a very challenging ride, once again, in the warm-up, basically. That it was good practice, since we couldn't ride in the super deep, thick footing around the rail, so I had to keep her in the grass. But I also had to be really careful about any holes or the terrain with that grass. So I was kind of fighting for my life, trying to steer this horse that was trying to just run, basically. And she was trotting of her own volition at one point. I was trying to hold her back from cantering, because we did not need that. We did not need that before going into the ring. While these horses can canter controllably, that just was not what she needed to be added in that morning. And so I finally got her calmed down. I took a lot of breaks to just walk and keep her and have her just stand still, keep her standing still, so that way she could see everything and just kind of chill out, just relax. The sun was also very hot. She's a black horse, so I just kind of let her get warm because I was thinking, you know what, if she's warm, maybe she'll be a little more chill, because I felt like I didn't have any breaks at some points. And you don't want that when you're showing in a space that really doesn't have any enclosed fencing in the immediate area. So it was a really challenging warm-up and get ready for the show. Tacking up, she was fine, but riding wise, it was just not how you would want it to go before a show. But I didn't let that affect me. I walked right in and I said, nope, this is a fresh new ride. We're just gonna do what we need to do. And she was actually really good, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. But it was a journey getting there. So now I'll let you watch the short little flat class we did. So here you can see my ride in the short class. She starts off trotting really nicely, and I like the way she's going. Her head's a little higher than I would like it to be, but she's really looking around and isn't quite sure of her whole surroundings. She gives a good look at that judges table again, like she did when we walked in. But I'm happy with that initial turn downhill. That was kind of a shock to me, that first turn, because going downhill on this big of a horse that isn't quite balanced yet was a little nerve-wracking. She came back really nicely to walk and then changed directions. I just took my time with every transition, since I was the only one in the class and felt like I could control that environment. She was not sure of that footing where it was really tracked up by the carts, so I just avoided it that time around. Once again, looking hard to the outside at that grandstand, I could not really get her to go very straight, but the start of this turn was really nice, and then I just lost that left shoulder out of it going downhill, and on her weaker side was not the best. My uncle was worried we'd take him out, but we didn't. We stayed on the track. We didn't end up in the grass like we did last year. And then she lined up really nicely and backed up. She's very good at backing up. And then walked forward to square up, which was super cute, and I'm very happy with her for that. So it was a good round. So I'm happy with the way things came together in the end, although we did lose a tail bow and a shoe in the middle of that class. You can see my uncle go to pick it up at the end there. And she really overreaches and had been clipping both front feet with her hind end during that warm-up, since she was so excited. She was really overreaching. And then eventually around that turn, losing that left shoulder, she just clipped the shoe right off. So that week we lost a lot of things. Bridle, lead rope, shoe. Yeah, so she was done after that. Just got hand walked following it. And then Reno went and did a nice brief little school the next day on Friday, but I was short, and he didn't need to do much anyway. So yeah, that was a fun time at the fair. And then you'll see in my next video coming up shortly will be the schooling for the next fair. So I'm excited for that, and I'll get to ride both of them there. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.